You won't believe what scientists found in this desert. Many people think of the desert as a dry and empty place, but it's actually full of surprises. From a huge 2-meter crack in the ground to a mysterious solitary mailbox in the middle of nowhere, here are 20 of the strangest things discovered in the desert. Number 20. Mysterious black mailbox in Nevada. Located along the extraterrestrial highway in Nevada, which got its name due to its proximity to Area 51, is a strange black mailbox. At first glance, it's definitely strange to see a mailbox in the middle of nowhere. However, it actually has a logical explanation. Installed in 1973, it was an ordinary black mailbox placed near Highway 375. It belonged to Steve Medlin, a local rancher, and 6 miles from this mailbox is his home in Tikaboo Valley. The area gained notoriety in 1989 when Bob Lazar claimed to have worked on alien spacecraft at Area 51, sparking widespread interest in the region. Tourists and UFO hunters began flocking to the mailbox, leaving messages and hoping to witness UFO activity. Imagine that one day your own personal mailbox became an open invitation to extraterrestrial hunters. Due to repeated theft and vandalism, Medlin replaced the original black mailbox with a more secure white one, adding a smaller drop box labeled Alien for visitors. Despite these changes, the site continues to attract those intrigued by extraterrestrial life. The mailbox's popularity surged alongside the renaming of Highway 375 to the Extraterrestrial Highway in 1996, and ever since, it has become a popular stop for travelers. Perhaps some of you have had the pleasure of stopping by this mysterious mailbox. If so, how did your visit go? Feel free to share your journey in the comments below. Number 19. A gigantic 2-mile crack that appears in the middle of the Arizona desert. In December 2014, geologist Joseph Cook spotted something chilling while browsing the Arizona desert's expanse on Google Earth, a big crack in the ground. Not a simple crack, but one that stretches for a staggering 2 miles. What initially seemed like a minor fissure revealed its true scale upon closer inspection, with drone footage showing a gash nearly 2 miles long. The northern part of the fissure, being older, is shallow and partially filled in, while the southern section plunges tens of feet into the ground, reaching depths of up to 30 feet in some spots. Scientists were initially perplexed about the cause of this crack, which seemingly appeared out of nowhere. In time, however, the cause of this 2-mile crack was revealed. The primary culprit is groundwater withdrawal, a common practice in Arizona's agriculture. As water is pumped from underground aquifers, the land above begins to subside, leading to these expansive fissures. In time, scientists expect that this crack will continue to grow. After all, the visible crack that we see is only part of a larger fissure that could expand further as groundwater continues to be depleted. While the crack's remote location minimizes immediate danger to populated areas, it poses a significant risk to adventurers and off-road enthusiasts who might stumble upon it. As Arizona continues to grapple with water management and its effects, all we can do is hope that the fissure's growth will be minimal. Number 18. An almost intact shrine in the middle of the Jordan Desert. In 2022, an unexpected discovery was made in the middle of the arid expanses of Jordan's eastern desert. A team of archaeologists was surprised to find a Neolithic site dating back a staggering 9,000 years. The shrine features 2 large standing stones, or stelae. It's estimated that this remarkably well-preserved shrine is not only one of the oldest places of worship in the area, but also contains one of the earliest examples of artistic expression in the Middle East. Aside from the stelae, an altar and a hearth were also discovered around the area, which means that sacrificial offerings were likely part of the rituals performed here. Little is known about the people who used this ritual site. Even so, it's one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in the Jordan Desert. Number 17. Flying dragon fossil in Chile. Researchers recently discovered what they call a flying dragon in the arid expanses of the Atacama Desert in Chile. Despite being called a dragon, this species is actually a pterosaur, an ancient creature that roamed the skies during the Jurassic era approximately 160 million years ago. It's the first of its kind discovered in the southern hemisphere. The pterosaur measured about 6.5 feet in wingspan and had a distinctive long, pointy tail and outward jutting teeth. This is one of the most significant discoveries in the area. Before this, the species of pterosaur was only known to be from the northern hemisphere. With this discovery, however, we know that these flying reptiles had a much wider geographical range than previously thought. Researchers believe that this species might have migrated from the northern hemisphere or possibly followed coastlines during their time. This also shows that while the Atacama Desert is an arid expanse today, one of the driest places on Earth, it was once submerged under an ancient ocean during the Jurassic period. It featured coastal environments ideal for pterosaurs. Who knows just what other creatures roamed this now barren and harsh landscape. Hopefully, more fossils will be discovered in the future, so we can get a glimpse of what thrived in this now arid landscape. Number 16. The longest straight road in the world. Nestled in the vast expanse of the Rub al Khali Desert, also known as the Empty Quarter, lies the world's longest straight road. If you're a biker or a driver, then this must be a dream for you. You see, this straight road is a staggering 149 miles. Yes, you heard that right, 149 miles of straight road without a single bend. This extraordinary road begins in the Arid area, connecting to Highway 75, and runs straight as an arrow to Highway 95 near Al-Batha, close to the United Arab Emirates border. Initially, this road wasn't something that everyone could use. It was originally only meant as a private road for King Fahd. Today, it's a public route and holds the title of being the longest straight road in the world. The road's perfectly straight path through the desolate desert is an engineering feat and offers a unique driving experience. It takes approximately 2 hours to traverse this featureless stretch, making it a favorite for truck drivers transporting goods across the country. Unfortunately, it also has another nickname, the most boring road in the world. Imagine driving through 149 miles of nothingness. Would you still want to drive on this road if given the chance? I would give it a shot, but a 2-hour podcast might not save me from boredom. At some point on this highway, I might think I'm stuck there forever because of the uniform landscape. Number 15. Desert art depicting a grassland Sahara. Between 11,500 and 5,000 years ago, the Sahara experienced a period known as the African Humid Period. During this time, monsoon rains shifted northward, turning the arid desert into a fertile landscape with vast grasslands, rivers, and lakes. This verdant environment supported a variety of wildlife, including giraffes, elephants, and crocodiles, as well as early human communities that thrived in these conditions. How exactly do we know this? Rock art. Over the past few years, archaeologists have discovered rock art in arid regions depicting the Sahara Desert as an abundant grassland, far from being the largest hot desert in the world. As the African Humid Period came to an end around 5,000 years ago, the climate shifted once more, and the Sahara began to dry up. The once lush grasslands gradually transformed into the harsh desert we see today. This transition forced human communities to adapt, moving towards the Nile Valley and other more hospitable regions. In turn, this also became the catalyst for the rise of great civilizations such as ancient Egypt. Number 14. The world's only honey-producing ants. When you think about honey, only one insect comes to mind, bees. However, did you know that honeybees aren't the only insects that can produce honey? In the desert and arid regions of Australia, Africa, and North America are honey-producing ants. Yes, you heard that right. The same insects that most of us wouldn't want to see anywhere near our homes. So, how do these insects produce honey? The process begins with the foraging ants collecting nectar from flowers or sap from plants. Once they return to the nest, they regurgitate this sweet liquid and feed it to the repletes, basically worker ants that live like storage pods. These repletes are fed nectar and other sweet substances by foraging ants until their abdomens swell up to many times their normal size, resembling tiny grapes. This stored nectar undergoes a transformation similar to the process of honey-making in bees, where enzymes break down the sugars, converting it into a more stable, long-lasting form. The honey stored in the repletes is not for immediate consumption. Instead, it acts as a food reserve for the entire colony, especially during times when food is scarce. When needed, other ants tap into this reserve by stimulating the repletes to regurgitate the stored honey. Not the most pleasant process, but it's still fascinating. Number 13. One of the hottest places on Earth. If you see a photo of the Danakil Depression, you would think it's on another planet. Not only is this place one of the hottest places on Earth, but it's also one of the harshest and most uninhabitable. In this location is Dalal, also known as the Gateway to Hell. Dalal sits about 410 feet below sea level, and while it looks stunning thanks to the colorful hydrothermal formations, it's harmful to humans. You see, these beautiful features are created by the interaction of magma with groundwater, resulting in hot springs that deposit minerals like sulfur, iron, and salt. It's stunning to see these formations from afar. With the neon green pools, vivid yellows, and deep reds, you would really think that you're on another planet. But as I've said, this place isn't somewhere just anyone could visit. The region experiences some of the highest temperatures on Earth, with averages around 94 degrees Fahrenheit and peaks reaching 120 degrees to 130 degrees Fahrenheit. Scientists still brave its harsh environment due to its unique conditions. However, this area is also slowly sinking, and scientists predict that eventually, Dalal will be submerged by the ocean. But that's millions of years from now. By then, our generation will be long gone. Number 12. Mysterious stone structures found in Western Sahara. Between 2002 and 2009, archaeologists made groundbreaking discoveries in the Western Sahara, hundreds of mysterious stone structures. This region, historically plagued by conflict and largely unexplored by modern researchers, revealed an array of structures dating back thousands of years. These stone formations come in various shapes and sizes, including crescents, circles, straight lines, and massive rectangles. Together, this entire complex spans an impressive 2,600 feet. Unfortunately, it's been over a decade since its discovery, but we're still in the dark about the purpose of these stones. Some of these mystery stones are believed to mark burial sites, as some rock piles were discovered to contain human remains dated to around 1,500 years ago. However, the exact functions of many of these formations are still unknown due to limited excavation permitted in the area. Number 11. The most resilient plant in the world. This is Welwitschia. It might look lifeless, but it's thriving just fine in the Namib Desert, where it's native. Welwitschia is unlike any other plant. It consists of only 2 leaves, a sturdy stem base, and a deep root system. The 2 leaves grow continuously from the base, becoming tattered and shredded over time, often giving the appearance of multiple leaves. Despite this rugged appearance, the leaves actually trap moisture from the frequent fogs that sweep through the desert. Not only is this plant resilient, but it also has great longevity, with some specimens estimated to be over 1,000 years old and the oldest believed to be around 2,000 years old. Imagine lasting that long while being native to one of the most challenging environments on the planet. This incredible lifespan is attributed to its slow growth rate and ability to withstand extreme drought conditions. With this plant's significance, it easily becomes one of the protected organisms in Namibia and Angola. Number 10. Images of Earth taken from space reveal desert tombs in Saudi Arabia. It has been challenging to study Saudi Arabia due to various conflicts, hence a large expanse of its remote desert remains unexplored by archaeologists in modern times. However, Google Earth and satellites allow us to get a glimpse of this remote location. Recently, researchers discovered a vast network of funerary avenues, or ancient tombs, thanks to satellite imagery. These funerary avenues are filled with well-preserved tombs that date back to around 4,500 years ago. These avenues stretch for hundreds of kilometers, possibly even thousands, connecting various oases across the desert landscape. The tombs are primarily pendant-shaped or ring burials, with some standing up to their original height. The discovery was made possible by high-resolution satellite images, particularly from Google Earth. David Kennedy, an archaeologist at the University of Western Australia, used these images to survey the Saudi landscape, revealing nearly 2,000 tombs in a relatively small area. This method allowed researchers to identify and map these sites without physically setting foot in the desert. Unfortunately, with restricted access to the desert, archaeologists can only hope to explore these tombs in the future. Who knows just what more archaeological discoveries are left undiscovered in this large desert expanse. Number 9. The first Boomerang meteorite. Since we're already on the topic of meteorites, here's another groundbreaking discovery of a space rock, this time in the Sahara Desert. This unique space rock, designated as NWA 13188, appears to have originated from Earth. It went to space, spent some time there, and then returned home just like a boomerang. Discovered in 2018, this dark reddish-brown stone has captivated researchers. They believe that NWA 13188 was ejected into space following a massive asteroid impact on Earth. The rock then spent thousands, possibly tens of thousands, of years exposed to cosmic rays before re-entering Earth's atmosphere and landing back on the planet. One of the key features that supports the spacefaring history of NWA 13188 is its well-developed fusion crust. This glossy, melted surface forms when a meteorite travels through Earth's atmosphere at high speeds, heating up due to friction. If confirmed, NWA 13188 would be the first officially recognized terrestrial meteorite. A rock that originated from Earth traveled into space and returned. This discovery challenges the current understanding of meteorite origins and the process of launching rocks into space. To this day, this Boomerang meteorite remains part of ongoing research. Number 8. Long-lost shipwreck laden with gold. Finding a shipwreck in the middle of the desert is strange enough, but finding a shipwreck in the middle of the desert filled with gold? That sounds impossible. Yet, that's exactly what lies in the sands of the Namibian desert. This wreck belongs to the BOM Jesus, which set sail from Lisbon on March 7, 1533. It was on its way to India but disappeared without a trace. It wasn't until centuries later, in 2008, that it was discovered during a diamond mining operation near Oranjemund. The BOM Jesus, meaning the Good Jesus, had an unexpected cargo, including over 2,000 gold coins, bronze bowls, pewter tableware, muskets, cannons, and even a time capsule. As if that wasn't valuable enough, the ship also carried 44,000 pounds of copper ingots and more than 100 elephant tusks. But how exactly did this ship end up in the middle of the desert? Well, it's believed that the BOM Jesus struck a rock off the coast during a storm, causing it to sink. Over time, the coastline receded, and the ship became buried under layers of sand. The remnants of the shipwreck continue to be protected to this day. Some hoped a museum would be built surrounding it, but given the shipwreck's difficult location, this plan never came to fruition. Number 7. An out-of-this-world crystal-studded space rock that might rewrite the history of the early solar system. In the desolate expanses of the Sahara Desert, researchers have uncovered an extraordinary meteorite known as URG-002, which is covered in crystals and dates back approximately 4.566 billion years. URG-002 was found in May 2020 in the URG Sand Sea, located in southern Algeria. Researchers analyzed the isotopes of lead and uranium within the meteorite to determine its precise age, making it one of the most accurately dated space rocks ever discovered. This mesmerizing space rock is a discovery that could potentially rewrite what we know about the solar system. For instance, it suggests that the materials from which planets formed were not uniformly mixed, which could have significant implications for our understanding of planetary formation and differentiation. By studying this ancient meteorite, scientists hope to learn more about the conditions that prevailed in the early solar system and the processes that led to the formation of planets. Number 6. Gates of Hell Beach. Stretching along the northern Atlantic coast of Namibia is the 300-mile-long region of Namibia's Skeleton Coast, one of the most inhospitable places on the planet. The coastline, where the cold Benguela Current meets the hot Namib Desert, is littered with the remains of shipwrecks and skeletons, earning it a fitting nickname, the Gates of Hell. The Skeleton Coast is notorious for its thick fog, strong currents, and treacherous waters. These natural hazards have caused countless shipwrecks over the centuries, from wooden galleons to modern steel-hulled vessels. Among the most famous wrecks is the Edward Bolen, which ran aground in 1909 and now lies stranded in the desert over half a mile from the shore due to shifting sands. The coast is not just a graveyard for ships, but also for whales and other marine life. Human skeletons can also be found, remnants of shipwreck survivors who met their end in the harsh environment, unable to overcome the desert's brutal conditions. Yet, while there is death, life also somehow flourishes. Despite the inhospitable conditions of the desert, the Skeleton Coast is teeming with life. The area is home to the Skeleton Coast National Park, which covers 6,500 square miles and is one of the least visited places on Earth. This park is a sanctuary for a variety of wildlife adapted to the extreme conditions, including Cape fur seals, lions, hyenas, and desert elephants. The coastline itself supports large colonies of seals, while inland riverbeds provide sustenance for larger animals such as giraffes, black rhinoceroses, and baboons. Nature truly is incredible, don't you think? Number 5. People once lived in a lava tube beneath the desert. Beneath the expanse of the Arabian Desert is Jersin, a lava tube located in the Harat Khaybar volcanic field of northwestern Saudi Arabia. Initially thought of as a simple volcanic feature, researchers recently found out that this underground shelter might have once saved humans and their livestock during the Neolithic and Bronze Ages, roughly between 7,000 and 10,000 years ago. Despite being a lava tube, Jersin has far more comfortable temperatures than the harsh desert above it. Not only that, but it's also a great hiding place from predators. Trying to survive the harsh landscape a long time ago, humans sought refuge in this lava tube. Thousands of years later, we discovered the artifacts and remnants they left behind. Human bones, animal remains, stone tools, and rock art depicting cattle, sheep, goats, and dogs. These findings suggest that the early inhabitants of Jersin were pastoralists who relied heavily on their livestock for survival. The cave's interior also contained piles of bones, indicating that striped hyenas used the cave as a den for thousands of years. Number 4. For 1,900-year-old swords. In 2023, 4 Roman swords dating back approximately 1,900 years were unearthed in a cave near the Dead Sea in the Judean desert. These swords are believed to have been seized and hidden by Judean rebels during the Bar Kokhba revolt, which took place between 132 and 135 CE. The Roman swords were discovered with blades measuring 60 to 65 centimeters and a shorter ring pommel sword with a blade length of 45 centimeters. These weapons were found in an exceptional state of preservation, still encased in their wooden and leather scabbards. The swords were likely hidden by Jewish rebels who did not want to be caught with Roman weapons. As more research is carried out in the region, archaeologists hope to learn more about the tumultuous period that occurred in the desert almost 2,000 years ago. Number 3. Meteorites in the Atacama. In the heart of Chile's Atacama Desert, the driest place on Earth, researchers have uncovered the world's oldest meteorite collection. Nearly 400 space rocks were discovered across the desert in 2019, with ages spanning millions of years. But why the huge number? Well, you see, the Atacama Desert's unique conditions, characterized by extreme aridity and stability over millions of years, actually make it an ideal location for preserving these ancient space rocks. What's more, this arid landscape is also already 10 million years old, which means it has provided a stable environment where meteorites can remain undisturbed for extensive periods. Unlike other locations such as Antarctica or younger deserts, the Atacama's age and dry climate have allowed meteorites to avoid significant weathering, thereby preserving them in an exceptional state. Using cosmogenic age dating, researchers discovered that the mean age of these meteorites was 710,000 years old. Impressively, about 30% of the samples were over 1 million years old, and 2 were over 2 million years old, making this the oldest meteorite collection ever found on Earth's surface. The findings from the Atacama Desert open up new avenues for research into the origins and journeys of meteorites. Number 2. Toothy dolphins. In the arid expanse of the Pisco Desert in southern Peru, paleontologists have unearthed the well-preserved fossils of a now-extinct dolphin species, one that existed about 16 million years ago. Unlike the dolphins we see today, these prehistoric species had prominent teeth. The fossils include 3 dolphins, 2 of which have remarkably well-preserved skulls. The newly discovered species is related to an ancient family of dolphin. These dolphins are notable for their long, narrow, toothy beaks and small eyes, adapted to their murky freshwater habitats. During the Miocene epoch, the landscape where these dolphins lived was vastly different from today. It was part of a system of lakes and swamps that provided a rich habitat for a variety of marine and freshwater species. These fossils not only enhance our understanding of ancient dolphin species, but also provide a broader perspective on the climatic and ecological changes that have occurred over millions of years. Ongoing research in this region promises to uncover further details about the life and environment of these ancient marine mammals. Now it's time for today's topic. Scientists discovered an alien in a desert. What happened shocked the whole world. Antarctica is the coldest, driest, and windiest of the continents. It's also one of the largest deserts on Earth. The Sahara, known for its harsh expanse, along with the Atacama, these 3 environments have one similarity aside from being deserts. They're also prime locations for finding meteorites. With that being said, many have been pondering whether meteorites aren't the only things in the desert that came from space. Several conspiracies about deserts being where extraterrestrials land have been around for years. This photo is just one of the many alleged pieces of evidence showing that aliens have been visiting our planet without most of us noticing. This alien, allegedly spotted in the middle of the Atacama, baffled travelers. However, before they could approach, it allegedly disappeared. Perhaps aliens truly have been visiting our planet, and we merely failed to notice them. And when we do, we dismiss sightings as mere hoaxes. But what do you think about this alleged sighting? A hoax or potential proof of extraterrestrial visitation? If you believe in extraterrestrials, do you think they would truly choose the desert as their landing site? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Number 1. Oldest jellyfish graveyard. In 2017, archaeologists discovered a 540-million-year-old graveyard of jellyfish fossils in Death Valley, California. This ancient site, dating back to the Cambrian period, is one of the oldest and most significant jellyfish fossil finds ever documented. The preservation of these soft-bodied creatures is incredibly rare due to their delicate nature. After all, jellyfish are practically water. To be precise, modern jellyfish are about 95% water. However, during the Cambrian period, a unique combination of environmental factors allowed these jellyfish to be fossilized. The seashore sands at the time were densely packed with microbial mats, creating a sticky, gooey substance that captured and preserved the jellyfish impressions with remarkable detail. This discovery also shows that this site, now part of the arid Death Valley, was once a vibrant shallow marine environment. The jellyfish likely became stranded on the shore by receding tides, a common occurrence even today, but without modern scavengers like birds and crabs to consume their remains, these jellyfish were left to fossilize. The fossils contribute to the ongoing study of the Ediacaran-Cambrian transition, a crucial period in Earth's history when complex life forms began to diversify rapidly. What discoveries do you think we should cover next? Feel free to drop your suggestions in the comments down below. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on the screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video.